What's up, folks? It's Pete Thorn. Welcome to the studio. Hey, new from my friends at NUX. It's the Amp Academy. This is a STOMPBOX or pedal board based amp sim modeler. It's got a whole bunch of different amp sounds built in. Also, you can host impulse responses in it. It's got a bunch of great ones that it comes with from Chop Tones, but you can also load your own. It's also got kind of a unique feature set as far as the inputs and outputs go. So you've got a guitar input there on the top that you plug into, and then there's a 1/4-inch output on the top as well. But there's also an XLR out on the side. And there's a send and return effects loop so you can patch effects in if you want to. Now the deal with the two outputs is you can actually run one output to the desk, say with speaker simulation, be it like a recording desk or recording console or interface or a live console. But then you can also take the second output, disable the impulse responses on that one, and send that to like a power amp and a cabinet for like on-stage guitar sound. So on the song at the beginning of the video, for a couple of the guitar tracks, what I did is I recorded both the XLR out with speaker simulation and the 1/4-inch output running to my Fryette Power Station power amp back there, and I sent that out to a cabinet in the other room, and I tracked both the DI sound and the mic'd up cabinet sound at the same time. So this would come in really handy if you want to have like an amp on stage so you can flap your pant legs a little bit, and you can feel, the sound on stage, get a little bit of feedback and that kind of thing going. But you also want to send a great mic'd up sound to the front of house. So let's check out what the guitar tracks from the song at the beginning of the video sounded like that I tracked both the DI and the cabinet sounds for. Now I should mention, for the 1/4-inch output on the top, you can have cabinet sounds on that as well. So if you wanted to send that out to just like a powered monitor on stage, a full range cabinet, you can do that. It doesn't have to be run through guitar speakers to sound good. There's a really nice editor for the unit as well that you can just hook up via USB. And the editor's cool, and it makes it easy for me to show you all the stuff that's in the Amp Academy. So let's check it out here. So what have we got here? Let's take a look. Here's all the amps you can get. Bunch of different amp models here: Twin Reverb, Super Reverb, Vibro King, Maz 38, etc., etc. Those are a bunch of the cleaner amps. Here's a bunch of the dirty ones: Fireman, that's obviously my friend Dave, the Brit 800, Dual Rectifier, SLO 100, bunch of great dirty amps. And then you can get in here and look at some of the various effects. So there's a noise reduction. Here's some stomp effects we can get in and take a look at: a compressor, Katana style boost, RC boost, AC boost, tube screamer, morning drive, red dirt, crunch, whole bunch of different stomp effects there that you can have active within a patch. Let's take a look here. Impulse responses. Here's a bunch of the cabinets that it comes with. So 12 different cabinets, but then you can see down here I actually loaded in some impulse responses myself. Then there's an EQ here. Let's check that out. You can see it's 6-band graphic EQ, so you can have that active. This is for the effect loop, and then there's also a bunch of different reverbs. Let's take a look at those. So spring reverb, room, hall, plate, all kinds of different reverbs in there. And you get a nice kind of graphic representation here on the screen of what's going on with your impulse responses. You can see that frequency-wise, these will change when I switch to the different cabinets. It shows you exactly what's happening from 20 to 20K. In the IR block, you also get the ability to have a low cut and a high cut. In the amp controls, which are up here, you can see the gain and the master both affect distortion because they've modeled both the power amp and the preamp of the amplifier. So as you turn up that master, it'll actually lend some drive to the sound and change the feel up. Things will get louder when you turn up the master too, and if it gets too loud, then you can just back down this level control over here. The Amp Academy is also a USB recording interface, so you can use it to get audio into your computer via USB. So I'm going to play a little bit more for you through the Amp Academy. I'm also going to solo some of those parts from the song at the beginning of the video outside of the mix, and hopefully by the end of this video you'll have a pretty good idea what the Amp Academy can do. Okay, so as I'm recording this part of the video, I've just cut the dirty rhythm guitars in the song at the beginning, and I now want to layer some heavier rhythm guitars. So as you guys are watching this, you know, this is a moment in time where I haven't yet cut the lead guitars or the heavier rhythm guitars. So I thought I'd dial in a heavier tone. The rhythm sound that I have up kind of for the main rhythm guitars, that's the sound that I got dialed up right now, and it's kind of a Marshally sort of affair. It's basically the 800 model, as you can see there on the screen, Brit 800. So I think what I'm going to do is pull up, maybe instead, put the switch down here and then go to the dual rectifier model here and take a listen to that. That's pretty cool. It's really heavy and dark. What if I turn on the EQ? Let's take a look at that and see here if I just was to turn it on and maybe bring up some 6K and see if that brightens it up. That's actually getting pretty cool. Let's turn that off for a second, and I want to try a different cabinet sim and see what that does. So here's a Bogner, it looks like, 412. Let's take a listen to that. Not right for what I'm doing. Let's see, how about maybe this Soldano 412? That's kind of cool. I think if I EQ'd it and dialed it in a little bit, I'll turn up just a hair of treble. I'm torn between using that and the Mesa 412 because I kind of like the dark quality of the Mesa 412. Let's take one more listen. Maybe I went a little too crazy with the EQ there. I'll just boost it like a couple dB, and then I'm gonna scoop a little bit of mids and pull just a little bit of 100 and a little bit of 220 out of it. It's a little fat. Now that sounds pretty cool for what I'm going for this. Maybe a little less gain, a little less distortion. Okay, I like that. I think I'm going to go with that, and then I might end up, you know, tweaking a little bit in the mix and EQing it or something. That's pretty cool for my heavies. So now to store that sound, I'm going to hold down the foot switch here that's on the left, and you're going to see it blink 3 times. Now that sound is in there in that memory location. Thanks for watching my video on the NUX Amp Academy. USB interface and amp modeler that'll fit on your pedal board. You can send sound straight out to a PA or to your recording interface straight out of the DI output, but it's also got a 1/4 inch out that you can run to, say, a guitar amp or maybe to a powered monitor and use it with impulse responses or without impulse responses. Great for getting mic'd up cab sounds to a PA or recording interface, or playing through a guitar amplifier and guitar speakers or full range speakers. Sky's the limit. The options are there. It's up to you. You can check it out further at the link down in the video description below. Click there. It'll take you to all the info about the Amp Academy from NUX. Now, please hit subscribe if you haven't hit the little bell. Besides the subscribe, you'll get an alert when I put out a new video. I appreciate you watching. Appreciate you being here. I am Pete Thorn. Take care. Over and out.